Expedition 33 is Pro Enhanced too. Let's all raise a glass. Let's all raise... I'm a professional. Let's start over. Can we roll it back? Take it back. All right, here we go. Ready? And I don't play features. I play games. Let's all raise a glass to all the games announced today that are PS5 Pro Enhanced. I don't play features. I play games. I don't play features. I play games. Oh, it tastes like victory.
Well, I truly hope that he enjoys playing those games on PlayStation. Besides, someone has to pick up their slack for leaving you all dry after canceling about, 10 games? The Developer Direct for Xbox recently happened and it was insane. I always get so excited for these shows when they happen every January, because if there is one thing that Xbox knows exactly what to do from their showcases to these directs, it's how to put on a show, and it is no different here. One thing that I really appreciate about these type of shows is how we get a little bit more close and personal with the developers making the games that we love, and the ones that are coming up for the first half of the year. And in terms of what's coming out this year, Xbox looks like they're kinda stacked this time around, which is really good because it is something that they desperately needed to do. So today, we are going to be talking about each of these games that the Developer Direct showed, and we are going to be doing it in the order of the games shown, which is Ninja Gaiden 4, South of Midnight, Expedition 33, and Doom the Dark Ages. I will be giving my take on each of these games from what they showed us, and trust me, there's a lot of positives in each of these games. And most of this will be my personal opinion on these games, so I would love to hear what you all have to say in the comments. Also, just keep in mind that I will be going off script past this point until the very end, because I honestly love when my thoughts are more unfiltered when it comes across more like I'm just excited about video games, and that is exactly what it should be like. That's why Sir Bravian is seeing a lot of popularity right now.
That would get a little boring.
What?! Shout out to my man, show him some love. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day, and if you could please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I've been trying to do that impression of Dreamcast guy for about a week now, so let me have this. Tying back to my point that I mentioned earlier about how Xbox knows exactly how to put on a show, they start off with the secret game that they announced when they first talked about the Developer Direct. Right at the beginning of the month, they announced that there was a secret game that was also going to be a part of the Developer Direct that nobody has seen yet. And it led to a lot of speculation. For me, I honestly thought it was going to be either Banjo-Kazooie or Killer Instinct coming back. Yes, that was me huffing copium on that last one because I desperately need a new Killer Instinct. Please, Xbox, you have the perfect gold mine to do so. But it ended up being, to much of everybody's surprise, it ended up being Ninja Gaiden 4 by Team Ninja and Platinum Games. Man, that means Team Ninja really is cracking down on Platinum not to screw this up. Anyways, this was a massive surprise for both action game fans and fans of Ninja Gaiden, because for a long time, for over a decade, the franchise really hasn't seen that much of a resurgence. And that seems like what they're going to do here. They proclaimed at the very end of their little developer showcase about how this was going to be the year of the ninja. And it honestly kind of shows with what they presented here, because Ninja Gaiden 4 looks incredible. I love a good action game here and there, but Ninja Gaiden was always a franchise I wanted to go back to, because as far as my knowledge goes, I only played the classic Ninja Gaiden games, as well as also the first Ninja Gaiden game, and promptly got my ass kicked for it. So after seeing the trailer for Ninja Gaiden 4, I decided to go back and play the first game, and I'm probably going to play more of them, because Ninja Gaiden 4 looks shockingly good. They really went hard in showcasing exactly how the game is going to look, how it's going to play, what they're wanting to do with this franchise moving forward, as well as really showing some really cool concepts for the characters, the gameplay, the enemy designs. It all looks really good, and you can tell that they really wanted to really get this right, that they really wanted to get a return to form for Ninja Gaiden, and Ninja Gaiden 4 definitely looks like it's going to be that. The main character looks like it's going to be Yakumo, who is a member of the rival clan of Ryu Hayabusa, which is the Raven clan. I don't know much about Ninja Gaiden lore, so bear with me on this. And also, you can take pleasure in knowing that Ryu Hayabusa still plays a role in the story, which is a good thing because I've always thought he was one of the coolest looking characters, so it's always nice to see him again. But anyways, in short, the game looks great. And very visceral too. It definitely looks like they're really leaning into what makes Ninja Gaiden, which is exactly how it should be. And so I'm definitely excited for this. What surprised me the most was the release date. They're looking for a fall 2025 release date, which shocked me because, number one, the game has been in development, apparently. There was talks for it for about 6 to 7 years, and you could tell that they were very careful with keeping Ninja Gaiden 4 under wraps. You can clearly tell that they really wanted to wait to announce this game until it was ready. You know, a concept that nobody really knows in the gaming space nowadays. But in short, the game looks awesome. It's going to be coming fall 2025. But that was not the end for Team Ninja's segment, no. Apparently, they also announced Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which is a remaster of the original game, and it was shadow dropped on Game Pass on that day, which was amazing. Because one of my favorite parts about Developer Directs ever since January of 2023 was when they start doing shadow drops for certain games. That's how Hi-Fi Rush came to be, and that's why Hi-Fi Rush was my game of the year of that year. So this was definitely a welcome surprise for old school Ninja Gaiden fans. This was something that I definitely could tell was made for the fans and was really wanting to bring back a franchise that has been dormant for so long. A trend that seems to be happening quite a lot lately, which is really good. In short, I don't have much to say on Ninja Gaiden 4 other than it looks phenomenal, and I'm going to be playing the older games to get excited for this one, so definitely going to be on the lookout for this one. Also, I'd like to point this out, but me and my best friend, we were talking about the Developer Direct for about a week now, and we started to notice the small little similarities to this game and Devil May Cry 4. Think about it. The main character is someone else, and he ends up fighting the main character from the previous games, and then the main character from the previous games probably more than likely is ending up doing their own thing. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who caught that, but it was very interesting to think about. Okay, next up on the list is Compulsion Games' South of Midnight.
Black female protagonist.
Now, this was a game that I mentioned before I wanted to see more of, and now that we got more of it, I had to ponder on this one, because at first I was kind of indifferent on this game still, but this feels like one of those games where the more you look at it, the better it gets. I really like how the gameplay is going to look. I like how the story is going to be portrayed. I am a huge fan of lore, so if they are going to be digging into more lore of the Deep South, that's going to be really fun, and I'm really excited to see where they're going to take that, because like I mentioned, I am a huge lore guy, so I'm definitely going to be reading a bunch of that stuff. One little point of contention I do want to point out is the talk about the animation of the game, because it's clear they're obviously going with stop motion animation to further give the game a bit more personality, and yeah, there's been a lot of talk about whether or not if it's a good choice or not, and in my personal opinion, I love the choice for stop motion animation for this game in particular. Stop motion animation, it feels like it is a dying breed that I feel like should be expressed more, especially with video games, because some of my favorite movies are mostly stop motion animated, and this game definitely looks like they're wanting to go that route, and I'm really excited to see where they take it. However, I do understand the criticisms that it does feel like that maybe the frame rate looks choppy, and just in general that it doesn't really look that good, but I like it more because it's a more stylistic choice that gives the game more of an identity. It's a choice that gives the game a lot more flair, and it's definitely got me interested the more I look at it.
Up here, my salvation.
Among them is good old Catfish, the storyteller who becomes both the guide and companion to Hazel across the game.
It ain't every day I hear about a new weaver such as yourself. Would you kindly do your weaver thing and help me down?
Meeting Catfish marks the true beginning of Hazel's journey. All of Hazel's arsenal and powers are designed around textile crafting and traditional spinning wheels. Her weapons include a spindle, 2 weaving hooks, and a distaff. Her magic abilities manifest with supernatural lace-like patterns, blending the traditional craft with mystical elements. Hazel engages with the world through a variety of movement abilities. Those abilities also help Hazel progress on a journey.
As her journey unfolds, Hazel will master new weaving abilities, using them to...
And like I mentioned before, the gameplay looks really good. I wasn't really sold on it with some of the showcases that they gave, but the more that I saw it and the more that I saw how the developers were talking about it, it definitely sparked an interest in it. And there's one particular thing that I want to mention that's kind of overlooked, and something that me and my friend Sean pointed out is that it takes a lot of inspiration from games like Okami. Think about it. The main character is weaving specific areas in the game. It's creating objects, stuff to walk around on, and especially echoes of the past. And then you're using those weavings to get rid of these curses, it looks like, and that helps fix the environment, it looks like, to go back to normal. Kind of like Okami, which is very interesting. And it's something that, with that kind of perspective in mind, I'm almost a lot more interested because of it, because there's a lot of storytelling elements that they could go with it. Yeah, the more that I think about it, the better just the game entices me. And yeah, I know that Sweet Baby Inc. is a part of this project, but obviously, as you can tell from other videos that I've done before, I don't think I'm a stranger to Sweet Baby Inc. and all that kind of stuff. At this point, I'm not going to completely write off a game because of it. There are people I know that will do so just based off of principle, and I can understand that, but for me, I'm not really going to pass up a game just specifically for that. So long as the game looks good and the game keeps me interested, then I am 100% sold. South of Midnight is coming out April 8th of 2025, so about a couple months from now. And yeah, it's definitely on my radar. I can't wait. Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go. The third game they showcased at the Developer Direct, and the second to last game they showed was Sandfall Interactive's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. A full disclaimer, I am going to be geeking out about this game for a little bit. I was already excited for this game when they showed it at the Xbox showcase, but after this particular showcase they gave, take my money. Just take my money, okay? I was originally just gonna only get it because it was on Game Pass and blah 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 blah. No. This game has my money, okay? When it comes out, all right? This game has my money. If need be, I will go down to France myself and find their studio just so I could give them money up front. That is how excited I am for this. Okay, even more excited than I am for Doom. It is easily my most anticipated game of 2025, and it easily showcased that here. Okay, look, where to begin? The gameplay looks phenomenal. The art direction, absolutely immaculate. okay? Immaculate. The story, captivating. Got the hook down right, has the characters look interesting, and just, okay, alright, let's calm down. Let's keep collective and just focus on what makes it so good, okay? Alright, let's do this. Alright, so what I really appreciated about this particular game right from the start was that it feels like it's just a collective of friends that wanted to make a game that is reminiscent of the games that they loved back in the older days, like the old classic RPGs and all that kind of stuff. And you can definitely tell and see the passion that goes into this product. The biggest thing that I do appreciate is that the particular lady that's going to be the writer for the game, they really showcase exactly what makes an RPG a really good RPG, right? And they broke it down to 3 things, which was the story of the game and the characters, the gameplay of the game, as well as the world and the immersiveness of it. And it freaking shows, because I mean, look at what they're presenting here. All the characters look like they're going to be really interesting. And I really liked how they went into this knowing exactly what the hook was going to be, but they also wanted to make this not just a good and evil type of story, but it's more so a group of flawed people that care deeply about each other and want to see each other make it out alive. They all have their own different conflicts and they all have their own interests and whatnot, and you can definitely tell they really wanted to put a lot of attention to detail in terms of story, character writing, and all that kind of stuff. And I really hope that this translates to the final product, because with the cutscenes that they showcased, it's definitely looking like that's going to be the case. Also, I'm calling this now, Monoko over here, this guy's going to be a fan favorite, no doubt.
What are you doing?
Just need the foot. Aha!
As well as the big dude, I forgot his name was, I think it was Eski? I think it was? I don't know. I think it was that. I could be wrong. But easily the most interesting part about this game for me was obviously, well, the turn-based gameplay. The real-time turn-based RPG gameplay that they're going for looks immaculate. I saw so many different combinations of what they could do, what builds you can create, the amount of freaking passives that you can get. I'm gonna be stuck on this game for hours, for months even. I'm having to cancel entire plans because this game looks like there's just so much to it. And did I just see that, what I think I saw? Yeah, this game's gonna be Game of the Year. I'm calling it right now. Anyway, and then of course the last thing they did showcase was the more on the emphasis of the world design, the art direction, the immersiveness of the world, as well as the character design. And I really like how they showcased exactly how they showed different color schemes to match with what kind of vibes that they're going for based on the environments that they choose. And it really makes the world feel alive. It really makes this entire setting that much more real, and it definitely has me more and more excited, especially with the overworld map. It looks like it's huge, and it reminded me of like Octopath Traveler and all those kind of games. And what's crazy about this for me is that I'm excited and this crazy for a turn-based game. And honestly, I don't know exactly where it started other than Baldur's Gate 3, but all I can say is I blame Minxie for this. She takes full blame for this. Don't tell her that I said that. Anyway, in short, the Expedition 33 segment was by far the best one for me, because it really just got me 10 times more excited for the product as a whole. And even more so that it's going to be coming out on April 24th. And so definitely going to be expecting a video from me on this game. And I am just, I want this game now. I really do. I even applied for the creator program that they announced earlier on Twitter. I want this. I need this so bad. I'll do anything. I will do anything for this game. I am a full supporter of Sandfall Interactive and this game in particular. I cannot wait. Also, one particular little tidbit that I decided to do research on was on the title itself, which is the phrase Clair Obscur. Clair obscur apparently in French means light shadow, and it refers to the usage of light and darkness colors in art, photography, and even pictures of the moon or something like that, which really adds on to the whole painteress motif that the game is going for, and it kind of gives the title a whole lot more meaning, and I really like that. But overall, Expedition 33 is easily my most anticipated game of 2025. I hope to learn live streaming before the game comes out so that I can stream it and everybody can see me playing it, but either way, I'm definitely going to be supporting this day one. It looks like it's a phenomenal game, and the only reason I could be disappointed with this is if the performance is bad, because the game does run on Unreal Engine 5, so we really don't know exactly how the game is going to be optimized, but we'll see for sure.
My friend.
Alright, and last but not least, they decided to show the most important game of this showcase for last, which is
Doom the Dark Ages.
What else can I say about Doom the Dark Ages other than what has already been said? I mean, look at it. The gameplay just speaks for itself. It looks incredible, and I expected nothing less from id Software. So I already know it's going to be probably top tier Game of the Year material, but because we are doing a video talking about these games, let's go ahead and just take a look at exactly what they're trying to do here. I love how right at the start they knew exactly where to go with this, and that is to talk about the gameplay first, because that's easily the most important. And it definitely feels like it not only is a return to form for old school Doom, but also adds little uniqueness to it that makes it stand out, much like the previous games. And I also did appreciate how much it showcased that each of the games that they've created the last almost a decade, you could tell that they wanted to do something unique with each Doom game. In 2016, it was run and gun. It was in Doom Eternal, it was jump and shoot. And in this game, it's more stand and fight. You're essentially a walking tank in Doom the Dark Ages, and it clearly shows, because holy crap is there so much to do. There's not a lot of platforming, it looks like, in comparison to Doom Eternal, which is okay, because that was the only part of the game that was iffy, but Doom the Dark Ages makes up for that in more ways than one. The shield saw looks like it's going to be very multi-purpose, not only just with the gameplay, but also traversing the world and the environment, and it looks awesome to boot. You can block, parry, throw it, etc., like a very gory Captain America, which is going to be really fun to do. The guns look phenomenal, and the sounds they make is just so damn orgasmic. Ancient. It all just looks really good. Can I hear that again?
Okay, no, boys in chat, how bad is the boner? Bad, everything is wet. God damn it. Flaccid because I just can't.
Anyways, another thing they really showcase is how much each of these levels in the game looks like it's going to be a sandbox type of level, where they're giving you a lot more to do, and you basically control the pace of the game, which is going to be perfectly fine for me, because honestly, after games like Elden Ring, I have now been the kind of gamer that likes to look at every nook and cranny possible in case if I find anything that will be of use to me, or if I'm going to be able to use it for later, or if there's something like if I run out of ammo and I'm going to need it in a bit of a pinch. So that definitely is going to be something to look into, doubly so with how great the environments look. Because of how good the environments look, it's going to make me more compelled to want to scope the environment a lot more for secrets and the like. And so that's definitely going to be interesting. But one thing I really liked is how They really wanted to get you invested in the story this time around. Also, they didn't have to go this hard on the facial animations. I mean, look at this. This looks just... holy shnikes. I am perplexed by how good these look. And of course, I didn't forget about the mech suit. Do I even need to explain how good this looks? Just roll the clip.
It's the size of a building. It's powerful. And you can beat giant Titan-sized demons to death with your gauntleted fists. And if that wasn't enough, we also have for you your very own fire-breathing, Gatling gun-toting cybernetic dragon. Neither of these are one-and-done features either. They have a full suite of abilities and even mini-bosses. The spectacle is epic. The Power Fantasy is unlike anything we've made it in. And the combat systems behind these features are deep and tons of fun. And it's cool.
Also, the dragon segments look just as good. I cannot wait to see how they expand on these concepts as the game progresses. I am so stoked for Doom the Dark Ages. It all looks phenomenal, and I just cannot wait for what the full game is going to be when it comes out, which is going to be coming out on May 15th of 2025. Man, Xbox really's got a really nice stacked set of games for the beginning of the year. It really makes you think, doesn't it? It's almost like maybe they kind of do have games? I don't know. Oh, and one last thing to point out, the music is incredible. Do I even need to explain exactly why Doom the Dark Ages music sounds so good? No, didn't think so. But one little thing I did find actually pretty interesting was that finishing move is doing the music. Which I'm okay with because the music sounds really good, but honestly, given how Ancient Gods Part 1 and 2 had really good music, I honestly thought they were going to bring Andrew back. I thought they were going to bring Andrew back for this, but they didn't. Which is pretty interesting. I still can't forgive what they did to Mick Gordon, but finishing moves sounds really good on their own, so I mean, hey, who am I to complain? Overall, Doom the Dark Ages looks absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait for when it comes out in May. And that was the Xbox Developer Direct, and man was it such a fantastic show from start to finish. Ninja Gaiden 4 looks really good, South of Midnight looks really good, Expedition 33 looks like it's going to be Game of the Year material, as well as Doom the Dark Ages, which also looks phenomenal. I know that my dialogue in this particular video is a lot more lower energy and a lot more sporadic, but it's mostly just because it's just actually really heartwarming to be actually exciting for gaming, man. I have not been this excited for gaming as a whole in quite a long time. Like, there are games that obviously I'm still excited about that's coming up this year, but it's very refreshing to be excited about gaming as a whole, and Xbox actually really helped fix that issue. Like, I can criticize Xbox till the cows come home, but when it comes down to it, they know how to get people excited, they know how to get people invested with their products, and this is definitely one of those cases. And one thing I did want to point out is that I didn't really necessarily mention what platforms that they were on, mostly because at least 3 of the games right now, Ninja Gaiden 4, Expedition 33, and Doom the Dark Ages, all are going to be on PlayStation as well. And honestly, I am more than okay with that. Why? Because gamers should be able to experience these kind of games for themselves. They shouldn't be tied to this whole console war BS that for whatever reason is still going on. They shouldn't be tied to one particular singular platform. They shouldn't be tied to they really shouldn't be stuck on these kind of things that ultimately really just don't matter in the long run. Gamers are just going to be excited for games. And that's something that Phil Spencer himself even kind of points out too, is that they realized over time is that they really wanted to put the games first. And you can see that everywhere throughout this direct. You can see how much each of these developers really wanted to put time and energy into these games, and that's one of the highlights of these developer directs all the time whenever they come out. And it's something that honestly Xbox really needed, because honestly the doom and gloom surrounding them is just really upsetting. It's almost like every single good choice they make, it's followed up with a bad one, or it's one that people think it's bad but it's not actually bad, and it's honestly just upsetting. I honestly miss the golden days where people were just excited for video games. I kind of miss that. I miss the time where people were just really excited for gaming as a whole. And honestly, that is something I hope comes back, and I'm starting to see that more and more. But in an industry where it feels like the companies just don't really care about you, it's always nice to just reflect on the more positive things in life, which is something that this channel is all about. And that's why I wanted to cover the Developer Direct on its own, because it really just has me excited for the future of gaming. And who knows, maybe the games might not turn out all that great or anything like that, but at least the excitement for it was there, and it's palpable all across the gaming landscape, and I'm just really happy about that. I'm excited for these games. I'm excited for whatever future games that Xbox has in store. I know Avowed is going to be right around the corner, and I'm definitely going to be interested in that. I might cover that game, so if you guys want me to, let me know in the comments. And yeah, that's pretty much the Developer Direct. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know this was a lot more unscripted in comparison to my previous videos, but I just really like it more when I'm gushing about these kind of games, when I'm just letting my true emotions come out, you know? So this was definitely a different breath of fresh air for me. This was definitely a different experience for me compared to the other videos that I've done, but I'm really happy with where the direction of Xbox and gaming as a whole is going, and I wanted to share that appreciation. Not a lot of people do that nowadays. We need more of that, which is why I'm glad Sir Brovian exists. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.